African, a very warm welcome to you. This is Afternoon Express. My name is Jeannie D, and I trust that you are having a fantastic Thursday. Now, today on the show, we meet artist Mongezi Ncaphayi, whose work has long stood out from his contemporaries for its abstract qualities. Mongezi is influenced by South Africa's history of migrant labor, as well as by jazz music. We also get to meet Kachana, Moodliar, and Yasmin, Kathoria, who are the co-founders of Africa's first ever beauty festival, the Beauty Revolution. Plus, we chat to SABRIC CEO Kalyani Pillay about how to avoid ATM card swapping. Remember to engage with us on our social media platforms and tell us about something you once saw as a flaw in yourself, but have now grown to embrace and celebrate. Tweet us at Afternoon Chat using the official hashtag Afternoon Express, or comment on our Facebook page.
Good afternoon, South Africa. My name is Palesa Tembe, and although it's looking quite cloudy and gloomy in Cape Town, we're keeping it tropical in the kitchen today with some of my favorite chefs of all time, Upumla Thomas and Mala. Brian, how are you doing, ladies?
Great. I'm doing fantastic.
Yeah, Mala, I want to start with you. What do you have up your sleeve today for us?
I have up my sleeve the national dish of St. Lucia, which is green figs and saltfish.
Oh, that sounds amazing. And I know the hero of our dish today is Tropika, keeping it smooth in the kitchen.
Nice and tropical, yes.
Ooh, I like that. And for you, Pumla?
Oh, today we're keeping things tropical, yeah, man. So today we are making tropical pineapple cupcakes.
Ooh, delicious. So it seems like we sorted, I mean, from mains to dessert. It's an island thing here in the kitchen. But for now, over to you, Jeannie.
Mongezi Ncaphayi's paintings have always been described as rich and dynamic, presenting the viewer with the kind of boundless energy and limitless space. He has received multiple awards and grants, both locally and internationally. Notably, in 2013, Mongezi was the recipient of the prestigious L'Atelier Gérard Secoto Award, earning him a 3-month residency at the Cité des Arts in Paris, France. His winning spree continues this year after walking away with the Africa First Prize at the Cape Art Fair. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
And congratulations on your latest award.
Thank you so much.
So you won the Africa First Prize at the Cape Art Fair. What did that prize consist of?
The prize actually consists of a 2-month residency in Tel Aviv.
Yeah.
And upon coming back, I have a solo exhibition at the Cape Town Art Fair.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Have you been to Tel Aviv before?
Nope, not.
Are you excited to go?
Yeah, I'm excited. Yeah.
What happens at these residencies? Like, how does it work?
No, I mean, you just get there, you just get to make work, and then you get to, you know, familiarize yourself with the culture. And
So do they put you up in a beautiful space where you're going to be inspired?
Definitely. They always put
Really?
up with, like, yeah, nice spaces, and then you get to meet with, like, local artists and all that.
Yeah.
It's just nice. And then you can get to go to check out some museums and the art scene there, you know, so yeah.
I think that's so amazing. I once went to a residency actually in a place in Scotland, in Aberdeen, and it was so beautiful. And they had just put all of these artists up, and they just said, we just want these guys to be inspired while they're here. And I thought, what a beautiful idea. Yeah. But you've been really quite fortunate as an artist. I suppose you've worked very hard for it. But you've often gotten grants, and you've been able to go to all of these places across the world to be inspired and share your art and share your stories. What's been the most notable story or travel, I suppose, that you've done?
No, the one time I went to Amsterdam.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just like nice. I mean, I made lots of friends there, and then we just had to make some exhibitions. We did a touring exhibition, and yeah, it was just nice. Just made a lot of work, and then we could sell the work, and then we just had some holidays and parties and all that. Yeah, it was just great.
I've actually seen this piece in real life, and it is so beautiful. Your work has just got so many layers and so much depth to it. Tell us a little bit about your process, how you, like, what is the thought behind it, and what do you want to create before you put anything to canvas?
I think because I was trained as a printmaker, so with my process, I'm always concerned about just layering. Yeah. So I start with I just intend to create like lots and lots of layers. So with this like new body of work, what I'm trying to achieve is to create like some kind of like spaces, you know, where you just kind of like transcend and then just go deep within. Because mostly I feel like now with my work, I'm trying to just search within, searching within myself and then just finding myself and making sense out of the world and my surroundings, yeah.
Well, whatever you do have inside, it must be tremendously beautiful because your work are the kind of pieces that when you look at, I can just get lost in them, and then you find your mind going to like a meditative space. So what do you think about when you're painting? And like, do you listen to music while you, like, where does your head go while you're creating these beautiful pieces?
Yeah, mostly they inspired by music. What I do is in my studio, sometimes I now recently I just bought a small bagpipe, something, I forgot what it's called, it's like a flute.
Yeah.
So sometimes I just listen to a lot of music, but also when I get stuck, sometimes I can't like just play. And then just for me, listening to music, it's like it's a piece of music for me. It's like a map, It's just like from point A to point B, and then there's all these dynamics and then just like moods and so I'm trying to like translate that into the visuals and all that.
And sometimes do sounds have colors for you?
Yeah, for me, I mean, it's mostly when I listen, I just see shapes, shapes and colors, just movement, So I'm trying to, as much as I can, just to translate that. And
I heard that your favorite music to paint to is jazz.
It is jazz, yeah, because I grew up listening to jazz at home. There's always been, and also my friends. I have like a whole lot of musician friends, and then I used to play with them, So as long as it's just improvised music, because it kind of like makes you think, instead of just. I'm not saying music with lyrics is bad, but I just want something that kind of like transcends and just let you have your own mind, or your own interpretation.
Well, I suppose that's art at every connected level.
Yeah.
And so to be connected to one kind of art is definitely a connection to another. That's really beautiful. Yeah. Now, unlike music, artists need great representation. So what is life like for an artist? Like, do you work with an agent or do you work with galleries? Like, how do people across the world get to experience your art?
I work with the gallery. Currently, my work is represented by SMAC Gallery.
Yeah.
But also, I studied at Artist Prof Studio, so there's a whole lot of network at Artist Prof Studio, and you just kind of, also, it's all about just putting your work out there. If you have opportunities to show in group shows, and then just, kind of like put your works out there, and then eventually people get to see your work.
Yeah.
And, just get discovered like that.
Well, today's First Thursday, which is a perfect opportunity for people to go and look at some art. Are you exhibiting anywhere? Are you in SMAC at the moment?
I'm at SMAC, but
okay. I'll go tonight.
Currently, I don't have any works showing.
Oh, naughty.
There's only just a show which is opening, I think, this coming weekend in France. Yeah, that's the...
Oh, well, we're going to have to go to France to go and see some. I'll go with pleasure. Yeah. Thank you so much for being here, and congratulations. Best of luck with your work. You absolutely deserve all the success that comes your way.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
After the break, we make super yummy tropical pineapple cupcakes with Chef Pumla, as well as our guest chef, Marla Bryan, one of my very dear friends. And of course, later, we chat to Dr. Judy about how you can improve your skincare regime.
Welcome back to Afternoon Express. Now, keeping things tropical, we've put together these delicious sweet pineapple cupcakes. Now, these cupcakes are so simple to put together. And because the batter comes in a box, you're only a few minutes away from a sweet treat. Pumla, I haven't had cupcakes in so long. So we're going to have to go through this slowly, but I need to also take notes because I want to try this tonight, ne?
Okay, because you are brave.
Yeah.
A lot of people are very intimidated by baking, let alone cupcakes.
Yeah, I know, and that's always been me. But people say that baking is like a science. You know, you just, as long as you get the measurements and ingredients right, it should be fine, right?
Yes, but with this recipe, I say fear no more.
Okay, let's go through it, okay.
Okay, so we're gonna start with our wet ingredients. So we've got eggs here, which we'll lightly whisk.
Okay.
Into that,
Yeah.
you can add water.
Okay. Okay. And some oil.
Yes, then add oil,
Okay.
milk.
Do I put all
We
the
can
oil in?
add everything.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So you lightly whisk.
Ooh,
You
wow.
want all the ingredients to incorporate.
Okay, to come mixed together.
Yes. And
Okay.
then once they are in unison, you put the bowl aside. Maybe we can move to dry ingredients.
Okay, whilst I'm whisking, if you just joined us and you want to make these sweet treats at home, SMS the keyword treats to 33650. SMSs cost R1.50 and free SMSs don't apply. And you could be making this with your little ones at home.
Look at you,
I
you're
think
doing
this is
so
perfect.
well already.
I
Yes.
know.
You can put that one aside.
It's your coaching, it's your coaching.
Okay, good. I'm glad we're getting somewhere. So now, this is our Woolies cupcake mix.
Ooh, nice.
Everything is done for you, so all you do is to add the wet ingredients.
I love a good pre-mix because it lowers the time in the kitchen, and at the same time, you ensure to get it right every single time.
You see, now you're talking like a pro. What am I doing now?
A pro that likes shortcuts.
So you're gonna mix this into a nice thick consistency.
Okay.
And then we will add half of our pineapples. I can help you with that.
Please do, please do.
So what we've done here, we've drained a can of pineapples, canned pineapples from Woolies, and then we're gonna retain the half because we're gonna use it later for the frosting.
Oh, nice, I like that. And I like the fact that we're using box ingredients, tin ingredients, so we can
Yes.
enjoy this tropical flavor all year round. We don't have to wait for fruits to be in season.
Yes, we have pineapples all year long.
Oh, I love that. Okay,
So
cool.
you see now the mixture is coming together.
Yes.
So from here you take that, and now we're going to tip that mixture into a baking pan, but we use a muffin one,
Okay.
lined with lined with paper cups.
Paper cup. To make our life easier, should we not put it maybe in a
Yes,
smaller
maybe you
container?
can tip it into that.
So that
And at this stage,
I don't make a mess in the
I
kitchen?
can help by leading.
Oh, please do, please do.
So your oven is preheated. We take our mixture. You only want to fill it about 2/3 really.
Okay.
And then once that is done, put everything on the side, put this in the oven, bake it.
Ooh,
and
I
then-
Pumla shame. We are snisha. I'm greedy today. I want some more. Two. Who are you preparing two cupcakes for?
Go ahead, Pani, have a ball. So we're gonna bake these, but do take into consideration that the pineapples add some moisture. So you might wanna
nice.
increase maybe the baking time, maybe by 5 minutes or so.
Nice. Okay, that looks about right.
Okay, Bali. Then once that is done, we're gonna bake them and then cool them.
Okay,
So now by
perfect.
cooling, we're preparing them for the frosting.
Oh, I love that. Oh, the favorite part. Okay, having fun in the kitchen is like top 2 things to do in the kitchen besides eating, of course.
Of
Eating
course,
is number
duh.
1. So I kind of want to enjoy this and
So to make the frosting, it's very easy, really. You've got a pan in medium heat. You take that juice we reserved earlier on, and then you reduce
Yes.
that into a nice thick consistency. You add the remaining pineapples into that juice, and then you add the icing sugar. Put everything together and then put it in a piping bag.
Oh,
Try to use a
nice.
piping bag with a large nozzle in the bottom, like the one you're using. And then you pipe the cupcakes as you wish.
we were having like a moment about this icing earlier. We were like, how smooth does it look? How creamy does it look? I just want to get stuck right in.
I also like the yellowy color. It looks so buttery, you just want to dig in.
I know, I know.
So what I think really Woolies has done here, Woolies has done things so easy for us by canning pineapples. So when you think of it, you don't
Yeah.
have to have fresh pineapples all year long.
Not at all. I actually want to kind of put some on top. whilst I'm finishing off this cute design.
This looks so cute.
I know. I think I'm going to take Mongezi on for his money. He's not the only artist in town.
I mean, look at that.
I
This
know.
is your one.
I think I did super well.
Okay.
Now, these are really easy and to prepare, and I cannot believe that this all comes from a box and a tin. Remember to SMS the keyword treat to 33650, and you can receive this amazing recipe sent to your device. Happy baking.
Today in the Loft, we are joined by accomplished biomedical scientist, Dr. Judy Pretorius, who is here today to talk to us about our skin and the amazing advancements that they are making at the Biomedical Emporium. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Jean.
Firstly, what is a biomedical scientist?
A biomedical scientist in my particular discipline focus on tissue engineering techniques. So I would typically go and culture skin cells to eventually make an organ, for instance. And then you combine it with, if you understand the cells on a molecular level, you go and you enter into the chemistry section and you go and combine all sorts of molecules and compounds, and you bring the biology and the chemistry together, and you get this wonderful marriage of a biological and therapeutic response with a particular focus on the skin, because your skin is your largest organ, it's your most dynamic organ. It's the organ with the most billions amounts of skin cells that needs to be treated very delicately, very uniquely to get that biological response.
And I mean, you've got 12 years of experience, so you would know exactly what you're doing. So I heard that you were working with different kinds of technology at the Biomedical Emporium. What are you doing, and what do we all need to look young and beautiful forever?
So I usually like to tell to people, we make skin for a living, so we understand skin very well. We look at skin from a cellular and a molecular level. And typically the skin cells here on the outside of your skin, we call it the epidermis, are known as keratinocytes. Okay. And slightly deeper into the middle layer of the skin is the dermis that contains cells fibroblasts. Yeah. So keratinocytes and fibroblasts are two different skin cell types, but of the same organ. Yeah. But they need to be treated differently. And that's what my job is to do. Every single person on the planet contains keratinocytes and fibroblasts and melanocytes, your pigment cells. Yeah. But we are so unique. Our skin is like a unique fingerprint. It's like a unique signature. And nobody's skin is exactly the same. And it's my job to do an in-depth analysis, to go and do all sorts of research and evaluation to go and see what type of ingredients, active and inactive ingredients, can you apply on your skin, specific and bespoke for you, to stimulate that biological and therapeutic response.
Oh, well, I'm dying to find out. I'm one of those people that I believe if you've got gorgeous hair and great skin, then you look $1 million.
Yes, absolutely.
Well,
absolutely.
we're gonna see exactly the kind of work that you do. Later on in the show, Dr. Judy will be doing a demonstration on Afternoon Express's very own Palesa and one of her friends, Mbalenhle. And we are back in the loft with Dr. Judy, who has been kind enough to spoil Palesa and her friend Mbali with a micro-needling treatment. Now, in addition to giving them both glowing skin, this will also help us see how even two people who appear to be quite similar can have very different needs and issues when it comes to their skin. The work that you do at the Biomedical Emporium is to improve the integrity of the skin, and that's what's really important.
Yes.
What other core values do you have at the Emporium?
Ultimately, for us, it's about just feeling comfortable in your own skin.
Yeah.
Don't change yourself. Feel comfortable in your own skin. If you have certain concerns like acne, rosacea, pigmentation, there are remedies, unique remedies and solutions available out there to address those needs.
Yeah.
But the effectiveness at the end of the day is that we should celebrate our skin's uniqueness.
Exactly.
And get to a point where we really feel comfortable in our own skin.
Yeah.
We reach the point of equilibrium, harmony,
Oh,
homeostasis.
I'm just dying for a facial now. But I mean, these ladies can do, you can go into your salons, you can go and get your treatments done, but what else can they do to sustain, I suppose, all the work that you're doing in a facial like this?
I usually tell people, if your skin had an audible voice and it
Yeah.
could speak to you, it would beg you, please, take me for a treatment once a month, particularly a diagnostic treatment
Yeah.
like this.
Yeah.
And there are certain active ingredients that we should introduce to the skin to nourish,
Yeah.
to protect, and to repair. We are in a scenario these days, we live in highly polluted areas. We live south of the equator. In other words, our exposure to UVB rays are much higher. It's so much more damaging to our skin. So we need to protect more. There's no ways that you will even allow for setting your feet out the door and you don't have sunscreen on your face. And
So then is there a difference between the products that you use, that you just buy from a regular store, and the ones that you buy from a proper salon?
Absolutely, and this is what we take our great pride in at Biomedical Emporium. We have a accredited laboratory where we make all of our products, and it's not a cosmetic, it's what we call a cosmeceutical. In other words, there are pharmaceutical grade active ingredients in there of a high purity that's going to stimulate a biological and therapeutic response on the skin.
Okay, so what are we going to be doing with them?
So today I'm going to make use of lots of needles. Our skin should be a production facility of making new cells all of the time. And sometimes dead skin cells start to linger on the outer layer. And this treatment, we will allow to remove that. And also we're going to make use of what we call a microneedling technique, collagen induction therapy. So we'll be stimulating brand new collagen fibers. The more collagen fibers you have, the more elastic and you improve the tensile strength of your skin. But as we can see with Palesa and Mbali over there, same skin types, same skin tones, but we already determined that the lipid barrier over there is much more higher, the sebum production is much more higher on that skin in comparison to this skin. So this is again what I've reiterated before. Even though we may think our skin looks the same, it's not. And it's not really a case of dumping products on somebody's skin. There are particular active and inactive ingredients that's suitable for you.
Thank you so much for being here today, and that's such amazing advice. Lots of water and sunscreen, sunscreen, sunscreen every single day. Well, I think that Dr. Judy has truly proved that skin doesn't lie and that there is a unique and personalized skincare solution out there for all of us. So if you'd like to know more about the Biomedical Emporium, then be sure to check out their website at biomedicalemporium.com. I mean, I'm dying for a good facial. Now, if we used our cell phones just to make phone calls, we wouldn't be bothered by what kind of phone we have. But it's 2019, and we are all about the features and the camera. And we want a phone that has the best. So this is why we are loving the LG V40 Think. Now, it is the first smartphone with five cameras. So 3 in the back, 2 in the front, and it means that your photos come out amazing no matter where or what you are shooting. Now, of course, we couldn't keep this amazing smartphone all to ourselves, so our friends at LG are giving away an LG V40 Think to one lucky viewer. To win, we've asked what your favorite feature is, and here are some of your answers. Okay, Shannon Hoffman says, I love the triple camera function. I think it's something quite unique. And then the water-resistant feature makes picture capturing so much more amazing. I totally agree with you. Mandisa says, water and dust resistant, definitely my favorite feature. And also the triple camera. Yeah, girl. Also, I'm one of those people that bath with, like, you know, when you're having a long bath, and then if you drop the phone, then you're not going to kill it. Okay, Jen says the 5 cameras, the boombox speaker, and of course, LG Mobile South Africa is the best. Then the cameras, you see, everybody, I actually take more photos than what I take phone calls. So yeah, really, really good. A good thing. Oh, then someone says, I love this triple camera. It's just amazing. I love taking pictures and hate the fact that I always have to edit my pictures before posting them to Facebook. Yeah, this camera is absolutely amazing. You don't need too many filters on that. And then, by the way, I actually discovered a whole new other feature on the phone during the ad break, and it's called a story shot. So basically, you can take a selfie of yourself and place it on any background, and it'll just make your whole Insta feed a little bit jealous. Like, look at this one. I'm in Paris now. And now I'm in the Bahamas. Okay, well, there, I'm in Paris, and there I'm in the Bahamas. How cool? You basically just superimpose your face on all of these other amazing places. Great feature. Anyway, to get your hands on this amazing LG V40 Think, valued at 12,499 Rand, head to the Afternoon Express Facebook page right now and tell us what your favorite feature is. Only one lucky viewer will get to win, so make sure that you enter. Remember that T's and C's do apply and can be found on afternoonexpress.co.za.
Did you know that despite the rise in mobile banking apps and digital banking options, South Africa remains a cash-based market? But the increase in demand and usage of ATMs comes hand in hand with the increase in the amount of ATM crimes, unfortunately. So we have SABRIC CEO Kalyani Pillay back in the loft. There's various ways that criminals defraud unsuspecting victims. But I want to find out, what are the most common ways of card swapping?
Well, what happens is that card swapping is really where the criminal actually finds the opportunity to swap your card, which they will then take with another card. So they come into an ATM, and they're usually there before a person gets to the ATM. They would either set the screen of the ATM to a different language, or they could even choose the option of cardless transactions. So when the customer goes up to the ATM and wants to get their transaction done as quickly as possible, so you go in and you put your card in, and suddenly you don't know what to press because the screen looks different.
Yes.
So they come up to you and they offer you, they're around, they're loitering quite close by, and they do that so that they can manipulate you into acquire assistance. They offer you assistance. They press the cancel button. If your card is already in, they press the cancel button so quickly because they're talking to you during this whole process, and they put another card into the ATM. They take your card. Of course, you don't know it because they do it so quickly.
Of course.
They put your card into their pockets. They then say to you, well, go ahead and now do the transaction, and they're standing with you. And what they now do is, so they've already swapped your card, they now do shoulder surfing. So shoulder surfing is they're standing right close by to you. You're busy putting in your PIN number. You think this kind person has offered you assistance.
Yes.
And so you don't tell them to go away, and you don't block the keypad. You insert your PIN number. 4 numbers, of course, they're going to remember it because they've now got your card. And of course, your transaction is not going to happen because it's somebody else's card that's in the machine. So they've got the PIN number. There's no transaction, so there's no withdrawal. And so the daily limit is still available. They then say to you, well, sorry, you're going to have to go into your bank branch.
I tried my best.
And off they go, and off you go, all really upset about everything. And they go to the nearest ATM to that one. So they won't do it there, but they need to act very quickly before you discover that you don't have your card.
Yes.
So they would go and they now have your card, they now have your PIN number, and they'll draw whatever's your maximum
withdrawal limit.
And that's why we say to bank customers all the time, firstly, don't ever take assistance from anybody at an ATM.
Okay.
If you want to, rather go to the ATM, check to see that it's the screen that you're familiar with. If not, press cancel, get the screen that you can. If you're still not comfortable, leave the ATM and go to another one. Also, make sure that when you take your card out of an ATM, now none of us generally do this, but it needs to become habit. When you take the card out of the ATM, read it. Because what people tend to do as human beings, we just take the card in the bag, off we go.
Yes.
It's only later that you realize that you don't have your card. Had you realized it there and then, you could actually call the call center and stop your card there and then. And of course, then the person wouldn't be able to use it. So it's just these things that we really have to be vigilant all the time.
Absolutely. So they have to become a habit, and you've given us such incredible do's and don'ts. I've taken away a lot. My mind is blown. I've been so naive to it, but there are people out there that don't have the best interests at heart, and thank you so much for bringing it to the forefront. Switching to digital may seem like the obvious route to avoid carrying cash and any ATM crimes, but cyber criminals are out there too, and SIM swaps are one of the easiest ways that they can defraud us. So join us next week when SABRIC CEO Kalyani Pillay explains exactly how we can avoid becoming another statistic.
We are brave, innovative, everywhere. We are SABRIC.
After the break, my beautiful friend Chef Marla Bryan makes a flavorful, authentic Afro-Caribbean dish. Plus, we chat to the founders of the Beauty Revolution, which is Africa's first ever beauty festival. Remember to engage with us on our social media platforms and tell us about something that you once saw as a flaw in yourself, but have now grown to embrace and celebrate. Tweet us at Afternoon Chat using the official hashtag Afternoon Express, or comment on our Facebook page. There's nothing smoother than the fresh, cool taste of Clover Tropika. Made with love by Clover.
Welcome back to Afternoon Express. Now, imagine yourself being on a tropical Caribbean island, sipping on a smooth Tropika while savoring the Creole flavors of a delectable dish. Now stop imagining, because we'll be showing you how you can bring home the island vibes as supermodel chef Mala dishes up an authentic Afro-Caribbean flavors in this green fig and salt fish recipe, served all with a chilled Tropika. So get into the island vibe and SMS the keyword Clover to 33650. SMSs are charged at R1.50 and for SMSs do not apply. There seems like there is so much lined up in the kitchen today. How are you, Mala?
I am nervous because it's actually my first time cooking on television.
Oh, girl, I have enjoyed your food many a time before, and I know that you're going to knock this recipe out the park.
I hope so.
A lot of people want to know, as you're just starting up the recipe, coming from a supermodel background, how did you find your way to food?
Actually, I love food, and so this is the coconut oil I'm actually placing in there now.
Stunning.
Just to like get going because we got to make TV magic right now.
Amen.
So my grandmother was a food vendor, and I had to prepare every single thing for her. So while the coconut oil is heating, I'm gonna actually just add the onions to saute already. And the peppers.
The peppers for some color.
With some color. You can actually add, like, you know, a couple, like, you know, the green ones and also the yellow ones to give it, like, you know, a bit more tropical island
kind of feel.
You get that going. And I had to do everything with my granny. So cleaning chicken, veggies. I was like, you know, the prep queen for her. So we sauteed that.
Okay, perfect.
Usually you saute it for a good 5 minutes, but since we only have 5 minutes.
And TV magic.
and TV magic. So after that, after 5 minutes, you actually add the salted fish, which you need to like unsalt. You have to like boil it like a few times to get rid of all of the salt.
I mean, for myself, this is the first time I'm cooking with salt fish. What is salt fish? And
saltfish is like, it's a fish that actually, they place like a lot of salt on there.
Oh, nice.
And it's, you can actually have it dry, so it lasts a long time, so you actually don't need much. Actually need to add half of the thyme. I hope I'm doing well.
You are. Allow me to be your kitchen assistant. I can pass along as well.
And the garlic, I hope it smells very good in here.
It does. My mouth is salivating already. I can't wait. If you also want to try this at home, SMS Clover to 33650, and you could be making the traditional, is it St. Lucia?
Yes, that's our national dish.
A national St. Lucia dish in your kitchen. We're taking it international today in the kitchen.
And
I'm absolutely enjoying the flavors, I'm enjoying the color, the burst of color in the kitchen.
So normally that would have to cook for about 10 minutes, just like that. So while it's cooking, we're gonna make the pineapple hot sauce.
Ooh.
So in here we've got like pineapple, habaneros, onions, garlic. I hope I can use this thing.
Yeah.
How does it go?
And then...
I'm in your home now.
All right, okay, cool. Let's make sure that it actually is switched on. Cool. Just like that.
Yeah. And so this is like a really, really, really delicious, very flavorful hot sauce. The habanero is actually very, very hot.
I was going to ask, how hot is hot on a scale of 1 to 10?
Probably 10, but we in the Caribbean, we use Scotch bonnet. And it actually have like a very, very, very beautiful flavor.
Yeah.
So while that's going, we actually now have to add the rest of the garlic.
Okay, cool.
I need my thyme.
You got it back, okay.
Ooh, okay, it is spicy.
I can already, you know when it hits you at the back of your throat?
Yeah, just the smell of it.
Absolutely.
Okay, so normally we serve this dish, actually it's also, you can serve that, Jamaica's national dish is ackee and saltfish. We use saltfish throughout the Caribbean. It was actually food that they would ration out for the slaves because it was actually really cheap, yes.
Cheap but delicious. Can we expect dishes like this in your restaurant?
Yes, you can. So since we're creating TV magic right now, you have to come down to Creole, my new Caribbean restaurant, to give this one a try.
Wait, what does Creole mean?
So Creole means Creole.
Oh, nice. Yes. Okay, I love that. And take it from me, I've definitely enjoyed a few meals at your restaurant. Absolutely delicious. I was foreign, very, very foreign to Caribbean dishes, but you've introduced me to jerk chicken, jerk fish, honey. I had such a good time, and you are guaranteed to walk away satisfied.
So you can actually, even if it's like 3 minutes, it's pretty much done.
Yeah.
But TV magic, I've actually prepped some for you.
Ta-da!
We serve that normally with green bananas. Actually, that's what the green figs are. Green figs is the Creole word for green bananas.
Green banana. I feel robbed. I literally expected figs. Okay, I like that.
Sorry, no, it's actually green bananas that we boil.
And because this recipe is quite spicy, it is quite hot, we're washing it all down with the hero of this dish today, which is our clover Tropika. Tropika is a lovely dairy-flavored drink, and we know that dairy is the ideal to level out spice in the kitchen.
And with the hot sauce, you get a nice cooling cucumber salad.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, this is like my favorite thing ever. This is so good.
It looks so good.
This is so yummy.
The flavors are fresh.
I can actually have that every single day.
Yeah. Me too.
Okay. And then
I'm actually going to have a taste.
You definitely should. It is so
But I have to have a little bit of a taste. With these bananas, is it kind of like plantain?
It's the cousin of plantain.
Oh, plantain cousin.
Yes.
Okay. Delicious. Oh, definitely a kick.
Yep.
This is delicious.
It's quite surprising. Green bananas actually taste like potatoes. Yeah.
They do taste like potatoes, so this could be like a carb substitute.
Yes, it is.
This is delicious. Jeannie?
And very high in potassium.
Very, okay.
Even away.
I don't think I can leave any for Jeannie. Since we are all good friends, we're definitely going to head over to your restaurant and have some more and more and more
Have
of this.
a nice party. Come listen to some dancehall music, some reggae music, and some soca music.
Oh, I kind of like that. So that's why we're keeping it a Caribbean vibe, some island vibes in this kitchen, yeah? Okay, I should stop speaking like that. Remember to SMS the keyword clover to 33650 to get this recipe. Here's a little reminder, just in case you need to see how this is made one more time.
Made with love by Clover. Now, social media has a huge impact on our self-esteem. In a society where ideals of beauty are based on our appearances, skin tone and body shape, young women and girls encounter negativity online, which is really damaging to their identities, which is why Africa's boldest beauty festival is starting off in South Africa this year. Now, after noticing a gap in representation of what is perceived as beautiful, co-founders Kachana Moodliar and Yasmin Kathoria decided to create a strong platform for beauty with a purpose, daring to care for all shades and shapes in between, challenging the way we define beauty. Welcome to Afternoon Express.
Thank you so much
What
for having
a
us.
brilliant idea, and it's so needed. Firstly, you both have extensive experience in the beauty industry. So how did you enter the beauty experience, and what were your professions? What was your take on beauty?
So my first job after school, when I was 19, was a beauty counter girl at Stratford's.
Okay.
I used to train on how to do makeup, and used to do makeup on people and spray perfume, and that's where I developed this absolute passion for beauty and makeup. But I always saw it as a way of self-expression.
Yeah.
I love the art of it.
Yeah,
so,
me too.
And then I kind of went into the world of marketing and branding, and got a chance to combine the two when I worked on big international brands, and then I worked for Unilever for many years in brand development, working on some of the world's biggest beauty brands. So that's how I've kind of developed my passion for beauty.
And you?
My feeling is not just about beauty, but what beauty can do for you. So I used to work on some big brands as well when I was younger, and started seeing how people use makeup, beauty, skincare, all these different products to create identity for themselves. And for me, that was the interest I started taking, because now as a business humanizer, I can see how the world of beauty has opened up and changed so much, and where we can play a real role. And that has been my passion, really, in how we can change things through beauty.
Sure. Now, when did your perception of beauty change, and why is it so important that we view beauty in different ways?
So I think as young girls, we've always been shown standards of beauty. And I think as you get older, you see representation in different ways. You either see yourself in something or you don't see yourself in something. And I think Yas and I both had the same feeling when we were younger. We used to work in environments where we never saw ourselves
I want to see myself in Gigi Hadid, but I don't.
Exactly. So we were seeing ourselves less and less. And I think where the actual shift happened is working across the world's biggest brands. We started seeing that a change needed to happen. And for me, it was always about the fact that we can play a role in that change. And that's when we started chatting about the fact that we could have a real impact in the world if we decided that we could take an intentional decision to change it, not just for ourselves, but for a whole lot of other people around us, which is the beauty industry of South Africa.
Now, into the beauty revolution. What is it and how does it work?
So our vision for the beauty revolution was exactly like Kachana said, if there's something that you look around you and you don't like, change it. And both of us have been working together for many years, but we've known each other for
15
like 15 years. And we have this innate trust in each other. And our day job, we call ourselves business humanizers, which means we look at business and find ways to put humans at the center. And joining that with our passion for seeing more representation in the beauty industry, we said, let's combine the two. Let's humanize the beauty industry. And our hashtag is humanizing beauty. And our vision for the beauty revolution is to create a community of people that can come together and bond over beauty, not make beauty a source of pressure, but make beauty a source of connection for people. And we see that young people are actually, we've built such an amazing following without even trying. At first, we were just doing organic posts. We started this Instagram page. We were like, let's crowdsource some ideas. Let's see if people are interested in this topic. Let's see if people want a revolution, because the revolution is not about myself and country. We wanted to see whether people loved it. And I think it's the time is now for people to say, I belong to something that is diverse, that is inclusive, that accepts me.
I mean, I started modelling when I was young, and most of my career has always been based on an aesthetic. But if I think of years back, the modelling industry and the beauty industry was about exclusivity. It was about that girl in the magazine that no one, she was so exclusive.
So perfect.
So perfect, nobody looked like her. Nowadays, it's all about inclusive. But also, it's about that girl with the ginger hair and the freckles and the gap in the teeth. I mean, that is now what is interesting. That's a good model.
But it's not just about that, because I think that feels to us like that's a trend, and that's not what we're trying to say. We say, my skin is not a trend. My look is not a trend. It's about being inclusive and human, about how we see people, that everybody should be feeling as though they're beautiful. And I think we live in a world where we set a standard of beauty and then everybody needs to adhere to that. It's exactly what we were talking about earlier. Oh, if we don't have that body, I'm ugly. If I don't have that look, I'm ugly. And then we tend to say, oh, I don't see myself in the world anymore. So then my self-esteem and my actual psychology is affected by these things.
Really
and negatively, especially as we see these posts of perfection everywhere that we go. And what we want to say is that where we are right now, where we are today, a more inclusive world, a world without judgment, is what we want to create. And it's not about us, it's about saying we want to create a community of people who feel engaged to be themselves in the world today, to act as themselves, because we'll have a happier world. We have more stress than we need. Imagine just beauty standards, even more.
And also representing the beauty revolution, you've also got a panel of the most incredible influencers as your masterclass panel. Who are they and what are they going to be doing?
So, it's such an interesting story, but we never planned to have influencers. We wanted to find people that were as engaged and as passionate as we were about inclusivity and representation. And the people that started to be attracted to what we were talking about were thick Leonce,
obsessed
with
her. I'm obsessed with her. Like, you don't understand our
and
team.
she's so sharp. She's so
witty, funny.
So we are so excited to have her. She's going to be talking about body positivity. We're going to have some panel discussions. And then we have Tando Hopper. And she as well, she was one of the first people to like really believe in the cause. She lives this. She talks, you know, she tells such beautiful stories. And we also have Rish Tush, who's going to come in and talk to us about body positivity. So we have some amazing people joining us. Lots more names. I can drop more names, but you guys can go to our Instagram page as
But
well.
I think what's important to say is that there's panels, meaningful panels, which Yaz was talking about, and then we have makeup classes as well with makeup artists, and we have hair. You know, so there's, but all the best in the industry that are coming forward to share their knowledge of this world that they live in every single day. So the makeup artists are completely different from the panels, which is all about the purpose that we are trying to bring into the world today. Because obviously you're going to see the festival, you're going to see this love for makeup and this amazing like candy store, you know, where you're going to go into and be entertained completely. But when you go into this panel, you're going to be transformed on a very soul level. And that's what the panels are about.
I'm obsessed. Thank you so much. This is a revolution I can deal. Thank you very, very much for an amazing concept, and I wish you the best of luck.
Thanks so much for having us.
Great. So we continue the chat with our guests after the break, and you can still engage with us on our social media platforms and tell us about something that you once saw as a flaw in yourself, but have now grown to embrace and celebrate. Tweet us at Afternoon Chat using the official hashtag Afternoon Express, or comment on our Facebook page. We're going to be chatting after the break. So, yay, more beauty. Welcome back to Afternoon Express, and of course we are back on the couch with our sensational guests for the day.
Absolutely. What we're talking about is just revolutionizing industries and art. You ladies are doing it with makeup. Mongezi, do you see an opportunity to kind of branch out the sphere of art? People say you get art shamed, you know, if you're not quite up with the elite. How do you break it down and make it accessible to all different audiences?
I mean, it's just engaging with the community and then finding out what other people are interested in, and then, you know, you can just, there's so many things, there's so many possibilities, you can just break it down into so many possibilities, you know. So it's just like, if you engage the community, I think it's the most important thing, and then they'll know what they want to do.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
and I mean, everyone loves your All right, ladies, just quickly, because we're running out of time, when is the beauty revolution? And of course, all the information will be on our Afternoon Express website. But when and where can we see this
6th and 7th of April.
Yeah, at the Sandton Convention Centre. And if you want to know more, it's at beautyrevolution_ZA on Instagram.
Stunning. Thank you so much. We look forward to it. Shall we go to Joburg for the weekend and go and nice beauty?
Be our guest.
Now join us again tomorrow as we chat to singer-songwriter Nana Ata about her musical journey. Plus, we chat to Eva Mazza, who is the author of the controversial book Sex, Lies and Stellenbosch. We also meet artist and social activist Say Love. That's happening tomorrow. Until then, thank you so much for joining us. Good night and God bless. Ciao.
Made with love by Clover.
Another feel-good production.